all 11 takedowns took place off the same move, which is a double leg takedown. We're not talking about who's the better wrestler. We're not talking about the Caucasus regions. We're not talking about Dagestan. We're talking about a double leg. And one thing that Chimaev is not prepared for is for a guy that knows how to get up off the bottom, a bow nickel. And I know that's going to bother some of you guys, but I'm just sharing with you. If you could get Bo down, you're not going to keep him there. And there's not a situation where he's going to go to his back. In the American system of wrestling, and only, you are encouraged and rewarded and penalized if you don't get off the bottom. It is what has separated American wrestlers from the rest of the field. Now it goes the other way too in American wrestling. You are rewarded to stop a guy from getting up off the bottom. It's why the Americans can hold people down. If you don't like what I'm saying about the doubling, you go, hey, listen, it's a lifetime of wrestling by Chimaev. If Dricus starts right now, he can never catch what Chimaev's already done. Well, Chimaev does not have a lifetime of holding people down. And Dricus has twice the MMA fight, so by your own logic, Dricus would have twice the experience. And I'm only bringing that to you because who the hell's going to stop Chimaev?
Khamzat Chimaev has become the kind of name that makes even UFC veterans pause before they speak. He isn't just winning fights, he's tearing through opponents in ways that look almost unfair, as if the rules of weight classes, skill gaps, and strategy simply don't apply to him. In an era where most fighters climb carefully, testing themselves step by step, Chimaev sprints into the cage like a man possessed, smashing through supposed roadblocks and turning them into highlight reels. But here's the part that should make everyone sit up. It's not just the fans saying he's different. It's the legends, the fighters who built this sport and who know what true greatness looks like, who are openly admitting they've never seen anything quite like him.
If you guys don't want to watch grappling and wrestling and jiu-jitsu, don't watch UFC. Don't. You guys are complaining about something that it's a very simple problem to fix. It's a very simple problem to fix. For example, let's say Khamzat's about to fight again. You don't want to watch his style. All you gotta do is go like this. You see this button right here? It's called off button. You just go like this. You go off. You don't have to see Khamzat wrestle. It's a very simple problem to have. It's a very simple problem to fix, guys. You guys are making it a bigger deal than it is.
John Jones, the most dominant champion in UFC history, respects the way he approaches the game. Michael Venom Page, a striker who thrives on chaos, simply calls him an animal. When fighters from different eras, different styles, and different weight classes are all saying the same thing, it's no longer hype. It's a warning. Khamzat Chimaev isn't just here to compete. He's here to take everything. You can tell a lot about a fighter by how their peers talk about them. And when it comes to Khamzat Chimaev, the voices that matter most, the legends of the game, don't sound casual. They sound impressed.
Chimaev said that you are the scariest guy in MMA.
That's a huge compliment coming from Khamzat. I'm a big fan of Khamzat. I don't think he has any reason to toot my horn or to even be humble. He doesn't have to be. I mean, heavyweights fear him, and the fact that he has so much respect for me really means a lot. It shows me a lot about his character, his humility to be able to compliment someone in such a huge way. So I'm very grateful and honored.
Will you watch his fight against DDP?
Absolutely. I absolutely watch this fight. I'm not rooting for anyone. I'm just a big fan of martial arts. I want to see them both go on and have long, prosperous MMA careers. I will watch the fight for sure.
But you cannot say who is the favorite, right?
No, I don't really have a favorite. You know, I just enjoy the sport. You know, may the best man win. I hope they both have great careers.
Former champion Robert Whittaker has given a real-time breakdown of Khamzat Chimaev's performance, and he wasn't exaggerating in his praise. He called the pressure flawless and the control flawless. For a man who made a career out of being technically sound and never making mistakes, those words carry a significant weight.
Anyone that says it's a boring fight is a casual, okay? No offense. No offense. Like, you're going to take a little offense. I'm sorry. If you're a fan of the sport, okay, and you're not absolutely fascinated by the ability, like by Chimaev's ability to control someone who's as dogged and fights out of things like Dricus, who's done it time and time again, who's physically never gasses anymore, like super strong, has cardio for days, is prepared for him, has a great headspace. If you're not fascinated by like such a one-sided domination, man, then you have to be a casual, because you never see this, never. This level at championship fights, this level of control, unreal. Man, we just saw someone get crucifixed for like 15 minutes. Like, how can you be a fan of the sport and not think, wow, that's crazy?
Henry Cejudo, the Olympic gold medalist and two-division UFC champion, didn't even bother sugarcoating his opinion. On his podcast, he simply shook his head and laughed, admitting, "This guy's on another level." Coming from someone who has shared the cage with some of the best fighters in the world, that isn't just hype, it's a powerful form of recognition.
Chimaev, and like I said, I've had the privilege of being in the gym and watching him work. He is an absolute beast, an absolute animal. What he did was insane. And to be fair, I actually felt like at certain points during that fight, he was being nice. Like when he got him in the crucifix, so many positions, and I was like, I don't understand why he's not using his elbows. He was punching a lot more than he was using his elbows. And I think most people in that position they're looking for free shots. And he was there for like 4 minutes at a time sometimes. I'm surprised he didn't rain down elbows on him. So yeah, it was unbelievable.
The evidence is clear. Start with Robert Whittaker, a former middleweight champion, a man who went the distance with Israel Adesanya, known for his toughness and composure. Khamzat didn't just beat him, he finished him. With one takedown in the first round, he secured a face crank that forced Whittaker to tap. That wasn't supposed to happen to someone like Whittaker, a man who had not lost by submission in over a decade. Then there was UFC 319 against Dricus du Plessis. This was billed as Khamzat's biggest test, an iron-willed champion with knockout power and insane durability. What happened? A record 12 takedowns. A total of 529 strikes landed, a new UFC record. More than 21 minutes of ground control, the second most in UFC history. And the scariest part? Chimaev didn't slow down once. For years, critics claimed his biggest weakness was cardio, that if you survived the early storm, the wolf would tire out. Against du Plessis, he buried that narrative. Round after round, the pressure stayed the same. He never stopped walking forward, never stopped chaining takedowns, never gave du Plessis a second to breathe. These weren't flukes. These weren't lucky punches. These were dominant, one-sided performances against elite fighters. And when you see stats that look more like sparring drills than championship fights, you realize why legends are calling him one of a kind. Joe Rogan describes Khamzat Chimaev's style as a new and terrifying evolution of the sport. His commentary often focuses on the relentless, suffocating pressure that Chimaev brings to the cage. He notes that Khamzat combines the best elements of wrestling, grappling, and striking in a way that opponents can't prepare for. This is a new problem, man. It's a different kind of pressure. What you're seeing with Khamzat is something we haven't seen before. He's not just a wrestler, he's a suffocating grappling machine with the hands of a boxer.
For Dricus to come back from that and bridge the gap between him and Khamzat, that is a tall task.
Yeah.
It's a tall task because that kind of dominance, that kind of grappling dominance was not just a level, it was multiple levels. And it just didn't seem like he had any answer for that. I don't know who he brought in to train with him, but clearly he didn't bring in anybody that had that.
Joe Rogan describes he comes at you, doesn't give you a second to breathe, and just walks through whatever you throw at him to get his hands on you. When he gets you down, it's over. That's the scariest part about him. He doesn't even have to punch you hard. He'll just control you, wear you down, and when he's done with you, he'll finish you. You're watching the evolution of the sport in real time. This guy is a human cheat code. Michael Bisping describes Khamzat Chimaev's performance as a masterclass in mixed martial arts, dismissing the critics who found it boring. Some people didn't like the performance, but those people should watch boxing or kickboxing. This is mixed martial arts, Bisping said. He argued that you can't blame Khamzat for his style, pointing to the incredible dominance he showed. The man had 21 minutes of control time in a 25-minute fight. It's ridiculous, but that's the sport. Bisping also stated that Chimaev's wrestling is by far the best in all of the division, and that the middleweight division has never seen a dominant wrestler quite like him.
the takedown and fight the fight you want to fight. You can't blame Khamzat Chimaev for going out there and taking someone down like that. Yes, some people might claim that it was a little bit boring. The man had like 21 minutes of control time in a 25-minute fight, which is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that he did that. So
Tom Aspinall described Khamzat Chimaev's performance as a masterclass and a complete domination. He said that while some fans might have found the fight boring, he personally enjoyed it because he loves grappling. He praised Chimaev's unbelievable and super high-level grappling, noting that Chimaev is so good at getting deep on the legs and turning his opponents.
Look at the body position, look. This is all forward, and his legs are just following. He's essentially running. He's doing a dad run and punching at the same time. It's crazy. Look, he's just running.
But he's doing that against one of the best middleweights in the world.
Khamzat Chimaev has just absolutely ran through everybody, though, as well. We've seen him in deep waters as well, like we've seen him...
Daniel Cormier added, "Look, my man Khamzat Chimaev just showed us what pure dominance looks like. From the moment that bell rang, it was pressure, pressure, pressure. I've wrestled with this dude. I know how strong he is. The way he gets a hold of you and just squeezes, man, it's unbelievable. He's got that strength that just drains you. His pace was on point, his cardio was on point, and he just had no quit in him. He gave Dricus du Plessis no room to breathe, no room to think. Khamzat put on a complete grappling clinic. He's not just a wrestler, he's a grappler, and that's a whole different level. The guy is a problem for everyone at 5 feet 9 inches.
Yeah, he needs to be wrestling more, but I mean, Khamzat Chimaev just did exactly what he wanted to do. His pace, his pressure, his control, his cardio, everything looked on point tonight. He looked more prepared than he's ever been in his entire career, and his whole career has been impressive. This was pure dominance, man. The bookies were right. They knew, and Khamzat Chimaev proved them right 10 times.
And there you have it. The man they call Borz, the force of nature that has captivated the MMA world, is no longer just a phenom. He's the king. What we've seen from Khamzat Chimaev isn't just a win. It's a complete shift in the landscape of the UFC middleweight division. He has already dismantled former champions and top contenders, with experts like Daniel Cormier and John Jones giving their stamp of approval on a level of dominance they've rarely seen. With his suffocating control and relentless pressure, he's proven his cardio isn't an issue and his will to win is second to none. The only question now is, what's next for him, and who, if anyone, can stop him? This is Octagon HQ, your home for fight news, breakdowns, and analysis on the biggest names in the game. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment with who you think can challenge Khamzat next, and join us for more fight talk every week.